humanitarian country teams bring together different stakeholders who have different constituencies. So it's a partnership. That partnership can really bring results if we work together. So the humanitarian country team, it's a platform where we can build on our experience, build on our resources, and we really focus on action on the ground.
The purpose of humanitarian country teams is really to bring together the collective voices of all the actors in a humanitarian response, but also to provide the strategic overview of country planning and looking forward. So it's not just, if you want, it's not a response only. It's really about seeing where this country is going.
Ideal HCT should be one of equality, where all people are sitting at the table, whether they are from a UN agency, from donors, whether they are from national NGOs and international NGOs. Yeah, they all have the same value. They're all there together for the same goal. They're all accountable for what they are doing.
In the HCT, sometimes it can be dominated by UN agencies, and then it also can be dominated by international NGOs that are very passionate as well about their programs. But at the same time, national NGOs have, that kind of hesitation to say what should be there, what should be responded to, because sometimes there's a gap in terms of language, and then sometimes the meetings are too technical.
Each country's reality is very unique. So the national NGO experience is vital in the decision-making process of HCTs.
National NGOs saying, I don't represent just me, but a whole network. And sometimes that's thousands of very diverse individual actors. And we are looking at how best these national voices can be amplified, but then we have to think about the amount of work that those individual representatives have to do on a country team.
National NGOs, they have more information which the other actors cannot get it, and also they are the bridge between the other parties and the field. Their presence in the HCT is very important to combine this updated information with the others.
The NGOs is not there just to share information. Flow of information is not one way. It should be two ways. I should know what they are going to do with the information that they get from me as a local NGOs.
The reason why there is generally no strategic vision is because you have a collection of people. It's not a question of team. You have various people sent by various agencies to represent their agency's interests, and that's an issue.
Humanitarian country teams should be able to respond not only to humanitarian crisis or humanitarian situations, but should be able to look strategically at sustainable development, and therefore link the work of humanitarian and transition it very smoothly into the plans of local governments and national governments.
Equal partnership between local and international NGOs. It's not to be equal in numbers, but also equal in the values, equal in the skill and the capacities and everything in decision making.
If we talk about the national voice on a humanitarian country team, what we're asking for are representatives to speak on behalf of an incredibly diverse group. And not only to speak on their behalf, but to share information back to that diverse group. The representation, therefore, the weight of representation is heavy. And in order for that relationship to continue, there has to be some sort of change. And I think the dialogue that we're having now is not that we want more voice. We want to have a strengthening of a humanitarian country team, which is more inclusive of the diversity in a country. And that might mean better representation, more seats at a table, or it might mean better resources and better skills analysis on how we can share that, the burden of representation.
It's also not forgetting why everybody's there, which is about people, about changing people's lives. If that was the only and common objective, then maybe there would be a change.